Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. We just want to touch bases on the new series Mixed-ish with Terry Ellis Ross, and one of the writers was Kenya Barris and a Mr. Saji, Peter Saji with Sagi. I'm mixed up about Mixed-ish because from a dark-skinned person, the narrative that they're creating is not true. I'm sorry. I went to a mixed high school, and you had mulattoes there, and you had dark-skinned and black. You had blacks of all kinds there. And I never ran across an incident where a mulatto was teased by a dark-skinned person. I don't know, maybe it's the South thing. That never happened. And then I never saw dark-skinned women tease mulatto women about their hair. Never happened. Never saw it. It's almost as though it's like they're saying, you dark-skinned people are being rude or mistreating the precious mulatto, and you should be ashamed. It's almost like they create a narrative as though that the mulatto is fragile and they're being teased because they have white blood, and that the dark-skinned people tease them only because they're jealous of who they are, and that's some bullshit. I mean, it's the time is played out. It's over. Look, dark-skinned people, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, but it's time out to be picked on, to be ridiculed, to be mocked. Those days are over with. It's over. And for one reason is that, true, we put up with it out of sympathy because we knew what happened. We knew that back in the day that them white men was raping them black women. They was having them mulatto children, and that black man had to take that mulatto in, feed them, clothe them, give them money because their white fathers wasn't doing it. So he didn't get any credit for that, even though that white man was the first delinquent father in child support. He didn't take care of none of them black children that he had with them white women. I mean, with those black women that he raped. None. Now, don't make it seem as though the darker skin, and I mean, if you darker than a brown paper bag, you know how they had those stories where if you was darker than a brown paper bag, you couldn't get in certain societies when they was creating that whole light skinned society, and they wouldn't let black people in. Black people know the discrimination, especially in the South, of how you'd go places, and you had some of these, especially in Louisiana, if you was too black, you had to get back, or the family would treat you a certain way, but they would accept the lighter skinned one in their family with that slave mentality, because they felt that this lighter skin was closer to white, and anything that was closer to black or dark skin, you had to get back. That's all some bullshit. White people who's listening, that never happened in the black community. We never was jealous or picked on mulattoes within the community. If anything, a lot of dark-skinned people held up the mulattoes ahead of themselves. If anything, the dark-skinned female had to watch, especially in the 80s and the early 90s, where they had to put the lighter-skinned women on stage and camera on magazines to say this is the total package of what black beauty is. You know, I saw all of that, and you know, or when Barack Obama married Michelle Obama, you even had some idiot say, "Well, why did he have to pick a woman so dark?" You know what I'm saying? So look, dark skinned people, do not be ashamed of who you are. Not because you were first. If it wasn't for dark skinned people, there'd be no light skinned people. We not even finna get into that game, trying to create the narrative through TV as though mulattoes is precious and fragile, and they being picked on by dark-skinned people because they feel as though they not black enough. But then they caught in the catch-22 because they know that white boy still call them niggers. So they stuck in the middle. They're like, damn, I can't go over here. I can't go over there. But it's not the fact that you can't go over to the black side, because black folks welcome any. If you got one drop of black, we know we our family. But when you try to create the narrative as though you special and something separate from darker skinned blacks, especially in America, we know that's bullshit. They treat you all the same way. Matter of fact, the Hispanics are lighter than some of these mulattoes, and you see they see how they treat them. But you think, and the sad part about it is, and in some cases they're right, because a lot of dark skinned black people feel as though they are inferior and they hold up the lighter skin and wish they were lighter skin. And are thinking that would give them a leg up on society, or that would take the oppression of racism off them, because they say, hey, if I walk in the streets, look at me, I'm dark skinned, I'm going to get all the racism. I want to be able to hide and enjoy life without being picked on or discriminated against. And I'm here to tell you, go talk to somebody. Look at Kamala Harris running for the president of the United States, and what the racism she had to go through. She's mulatto. It's no different. It's only different in the mindset within the black community. I'm better because I'm dark skinned. I'm better because I'm light skinned. And they got us fighting over that ball of yarn while white folks sitting back calling both y'all niggas. You know what I mean? And then another thing that gets me is it's just sad. It's sad. It just, this subject should have went away a long time ago, but somebody keeps creating a divide so they can make some money, so they can keep the community in disarray. And it's working, but it's no longer. It used to work, but it's played out now. That's gone. Because look at the brother who in Dallas, who was the witness to the shooting of Bethlehem Jean. Mr. Brown was shot in his apartment. They didn't say, "Whoa, you're lighter than a lot of dark skinned blacks. We're gonna have to save you." He caught the bullet too. This is America. What the hell are y'all talking about? It doesn't make it's not, you're fighting over nothing. I done seen some piss po broke, lighter than light, black, damn near white. And I done seen some piss po broke, blacker than black, dark skin, black vote. And they both sitting on a corner with the same sad story. Your color of your skin, you can't go to the bank and say, look here, I want a loan, and look at my light skin. You can't go to the bank and say, you know what, let me get a loan, and look at my dark skin. That don't generate shit in a capitalistic society. on generate. Then you get the thing about the hair. What the hair? What the hair? What the hair? Hair is hair. There is no good hair. Or the hair is how strong it is. What's the strength of it? Is it falling out? Hair, you can have what they call quote unquote good hair, and it's falling out. It ain't no good. You can have strong an afro that curl up and never fall out. Does that make that good? I mean, the toys that they give us to play with, when there's so much serious issues on the table that we should be discussing, you create a show as though you going through some pain about being a mulatto. And one thing too, a lot of white men get with these black women. They don't give a damn about that black woman. They just want they seed to see the hereafter. They know that the population of white people is expected to be damn near extinct by 2050. So they trying to they getting black women to have mulatto babies, hoping that out of one of those mulatto child, hopefully one of them can produce a Yakub to bring them back. That's what they searching for. They looking for another Yakub. That's what it's all about. But it's sad, man. Oh, and if y'all want to look up Yakub, Yakub, look up Yakub, the Army Elijah Muhammad, Masfarah Muhammad, look up Yakub's grafting process and tell me through their actions, through the black man, the black female, that white man will get with that black female, hoping one of them offsprings he resurrect Yakub. They looking for him, and people fall for that too. It's on both sides. When if you look at the definition of Negro and black, it includes the mulatto. It includes the dark-skinned black person. It also, now can we all call ourselves Moors, light-skinned and dark-skinned? Yes, because we all are Moors. You got some red Moors like T.I. and red Moors back in the day, and them brothers was strong, still strong to this day. Got some dark-skinned Moors, and them brothers was strong, still strong to this day. All types. But you gonna let the enemy come to you, and notice none of the writers and there was no dark-skinned writers on that put that show together. Gonna try to create a narrative to the world that you go through so many problems because the dark-skinned blacks won't accept you. Please, I done been to places, and it's like I say, from Texas to Louisiana, where you view too dark, the light skin. I done had a female tell me, I like you, I really want to be with you, but you're dark skinned in my family. They wouldn't understand. They wouldn't accept you. I'm like, well, you black too? What the hell is you talking about? No, I said, listen, learn. Yeah, my family wouldn't accept you. I like you. We had to sneak around. We had to sneak around, sneak in the backseat of cars and whatnot, sneak behind buildings, She hid from her family from being with a dark-skinned black man. They probably would have been more happier if she had a white man, and she didn't want a white man. She wanted a black man and was scared of her family. I'm like, wow, man. Wow, man. That's wow, Wow, that don't make any sense. But it is what it is, It is what it is, man. I just wanted to say that because we need uplifting. The reason why I say this is, and I'm saying, if you all let, and I'm talking about black people from the 1 drop to the 100 drop, right? If you let white people continue to create that divide, and when I say white people, I'm talking about that slave mindset that went back into slavery, that slave mindset that Willie Lynch divide the light amongst the dark, that Willie Lynch theory. That's what I'm saying. If you allow that Willie Lynch theory to persist, you will force dark-skinned people to create their own tribe. Because there's too much intelligence in the universe to sit back and take the brunt of the colorism that's placed upon dark-skinned people. I'm talking about all over the world. You go to these places, you go to, hell, man, you know how many dark-skinned people is in Saudi Arabia and you rarely see them up front. You know how many dark-skinned people in China, but you don't see them up front. You know how many dark-skinned people in Spain, but you don't see them, and Veracruz in Mexico, and you don't see them out front. In India, y'all seen them over blacker than black Indians, right? But you don't see them out front, do you? Yeah, they keep on persisting that they will start a dark-skinned tribe from Africa all the way to Galveston, Texas. Dominican, Panama, Mexico, Caribbean, all over, Ireland, all over this globe. And when I'm saying dark skin, when I say dark skin tribe that they're going to create, I'm not just talking about color. I ain't talking about the 100% melanin. No, I'm talking about dark skin from the 1% melanin all the way to the 100% melanin. Who dark as Farrakhan darker than me. I'm talking about them kind of dark-skinned people. The dog, you forcing a tribe. Them kind of dark-skinned people. You know, the Dr. Khalid Muhammad dark skin, the Farrakhan dark, the Malcolm dark skin, the Pan Africans, the RBGs dark skins, the Slip Dubs, the Low Keys, you know what I'm saying, the T.I.s, the Nick Cannons, you know what I mean? Yeah, the Beyonce dark skin black, the Black Power, the Pan Africanists, the NOIs, the Moors. You're going to create that dark-skinned tribe if you keep up with trying to separate black people by color to show that we are one family. Verbal Prick Radio. We're out.